Hey guys, we're just going to go through the next couple of days of food that I was talking about. So we'll go through, start on Thursday. So Thursday here, just a normal breakfast. So I should have a photo of that somewhere. Breakfast pretty much just stays the same every day, so it's pretty consistent. So it's normally just, sometimes I don't have raspberries if I don't have them, but I still always have the Goodness Superfood digestive cereal. So it's really high fiber cereal, so it's always a great way to start the day with plenty of fiber, carbohydrates, and then just some protein powder and blueberries as well. So I always start the day with that, so it's always pretty consistent. For the next meal, this is normally pretty consistent as well throughout the week. So I'll just have vegetables that I've prepared beforehand, which I'll explain how I do that really quickly in a minute. I just had a coffee here and an apple as well. So this was a low calorie day just because I wasn't training that day. So it's just going to be a little bit different to normal and probably a lot cleaner as well. So the one thing that I did have that day, was a chicken pitta here from Nando's. So I ran it a little bit short on time, so I just grabbed one of those. But the rest of the food is relatively healthy as well. So I had some no added sugar, high fiber chocolate bar here and a low fat ice cream as well. So I'm still keeping it pretty flexible, so still having those options that do taste delicious. However, it's still fitting into my macronutrient goals. So this day, it was just cutting back on some carbohydrates there, and it was about 400 calories down on my normal day. But I still surpassed my fiber very easily. Dinner, pretty standard for me, steak, vegetables. So this would be a lot healthier day than a lot of the normal ones that I do. So when I have unhealthier options, it's generally straight after a workout or something when the nutrients can be taken straight into my muscle as fast as possible. So it's going to replenish my glycogen stores, basically. So that's Thursday. We're going to move on to Friday next. So again, same breakfast every day. Again, that same kind of meal. Straight after that chicken and vegetables thing. Pretty consistent with those two meals throughout the day. Next after that, I trained. So in there, I have a little bit more of the flexible options here. So we've just got Pop-Tarts, 500 grams of potato with 100 grams of chicken. 100 grams was it? No, it's 140 grams of chicken. Just with some Nando's peri-peri sauce and seasoning there, and no sugar soft drink there. So again, that's pretty flexible, but I'm having it straight after my workout just to get the maximum effect from that. So again, high fiber chocolate bar there, and had a glass of wine that night as well. So this was Friday. Friday night, had a glass of wine here. There's heaps and heaps of salad there, 300 grams of steak and a glass of wine. So I do have that alcohol. You'll see that in the next couple of days as well that I'm going to go through. However, I do fit it into my macronutrient goals and still surpass my fiber intake. So if you look at what I did for that day, I went over carbs 20 grams, fat was under quite a bit, and fiber was surpassed as well. So you'll notice some days I'll go under my fat here, but go over on other days. The whole point is to try and keep it even throughout the week, so I make sure I hit my weekly goal. So you'll see the next day I've gone over probably about 20 grams or something, so I've already accounted for that, just to make sure it's a constant intake throughout the week, and it's a weekly goal, not necessarily a daily goal, because you can never get those macronutrients perfect for that one day, but over the week you can get the balance right. So here we go, Saturday. So over the weekends, obviously, it can be a little bit more flexible with the foods that I'm eating. So we've got, again, a high-fiber chocolate bar here, low-fat ice cream, Nando's wrap. I forgot to take a photo of the wrap, but I had that normal breakfast. So again, that high-fiber cereal, protein powder, and blueberries. For lunch, I went out for lunch with some friends. So I had a steak, chips, mushroom sauce, and a beer as well. So put that in as well. So yeah, and here's the beer as well. So this was what I had for my workout as well. So I had a coffee before I trained, so that's just the milk I had in it. Banana as well. I had some maltodextrin, which is just a form of sugar while I trained, and some Cyborg Fusion as well, some amino acids while I trained as well, just because it's a big, long workout for legs. So Saturday night as well, after that, I went out for dinner, had some pizza here. So obviously when you're eating out, you can never find all the options that you're actually looking for, so you just got to So when you're eating out, you just need to use good judgment on the foods that you're having. You're never going to be able to find what's exact, but you just need to look through all the different options that they have and work out what's going to actually be the most accurate for what you're actually consuming. So if you look at this one here, this pizza's kind of like a Meat Lovers, or it's a thin crust kind of meatball pepperoni I put it in as, and I only had 3 slices of that. So I just worked out what that would be and just use my judgment on what kind of calories were in that. So it's not really, really thick in the base, so it's not going to be massive calorie, but there's going to be quite a bit of fat in there because of the heaps of cheese sauce and the meats on there as well. Whereas this one, There's a margarita, and there's not that much cheese on it. It's mainly just tomato sauce and the base. So it's not going to be very, very high in calories. So you just need to take that into account when you're looking through the pizzas and stuff that they have in MyFitnessPal, just to be able to get one that's going to be very close. So it worked out to be, for the slices that I had, it was about 800 calories for what I consumed on that, and then I had a bit of watermelon afterwards as well. So actually went over my calories there. So if I didn't have the watermelon, I wouldn't have gone over, but it was close enough, and it was after a leg workout, so 24 calories isn't that big of a deal for me. And again, so I said here, so I went over my fat by 14 grams. Remember the previous day I went under by 20, so the whole week's just going to even out, work out a lot better. So again, Sunday is going to be pretty flexible as well. Went out to breakfast this day, so I had a coffee here, another one. So I had 2 coffees, this is the second one I had, and then breakfast. So I was eating out again, so I just worked out kind of what was in this kind of meal. So there's a little bit of bacon under here. It's probably not that much. It definitely wasn't 100 grams. So I just put it in as 75 here, 1 whole egg. This is potato dukkha or something. Anyway, so I put in potato, salsa, and some tomatoes in there just to work out as close as it would be for everything that was actually in it. So again, I'm not going to be able to get exactly what it is. However, if I can get it close enough, then it's going to give me the best representation of what I'm actually consuming and still be able to hit those macronutrient numbers. So I had the coffee, then I trained again. So again, I had that Cyborg amino acid, and the maltodextrin was just that kind of sugar there. For lunch, I went out again, same place, love that place. They're getting sick of me. Steak and chips, mushroom sauce, Coke Zero. Forgot to put the Coke Zero in. It's very low in calories anyway, so I can just add that in a little bit later. So after that, I went to bakery, got some chocolate cream pie. It's delicious, very high in calories here. So I found one, probably about, it's a pretty small slice. However, I still put it in properly, so it's about 322 calories. So still fits into my macronutrient goal for the day, as we'll go through at the end here. And it's quite delicious as well. So it's just, obviously, I said at the start of the videos, I do have cake a few times a week. They didn't have the cake that I want, so I got a cream pie, close enough, high in calories. Not the best food for you, certainly not a clean food. However, still fit into my macronutrient goals, so I'm still going to be progressing towards what I'm trying to work towards in the gym. So after that, it's the weekend, thought I'd mix it up a little bit more. So I had protein pancakes here, so I'm going to cook these up, so I'll show you the recipe on these another time. But it's got egg whites, protein powder, cottage cheese, blueberries, banana. So that's the protein pancakes. I was extremely flexible this day, so at the end of the day I have just to fill in what I've got left. So I had to get some extra fibre here, so I'll have my cottage cheese and blueberries, which I normally have as well, so I don't have that much protein left, so it's only 100 grams when I normally have a little bit more. Blueberries there. Because I've had a lot of fat throughout the day already, it just means that I can probably only really have egg whites for dinner, so it's a very low fat option to get my protein source. So then just having that with vegetables as well. So there's always going to be times where if you're going to be a lot more flexible throughout the day, you're not going to have plenty of calories to be able to work with towards the end of the day. So you just need to make sure that you still hit those and not go into the what the hell kind of thing. So I've had most of my calories throughout the day here already, and I don't have that many left for the end of the day. So I'm still working towards making sure I'm hitting all my goals that I need to hit, hitting those numbers, and I'm still going to get the results I'm looking for. It just means that one of those meals towards the end of the day isn't going to be the best tasting or that kind of unclean kind of food. This is definitely going to be that clean part, just to make sure that I hit those goals for the day. So a pretty common question I'll get is, where do you get your micronutrients from? So because your first goal primarily is hitting your calorie goal, number 2 is hitting your fiber goal. If you don't hit your fiber goal, then it doesn't necessarily work. If you take into account that fiber, then you can get amazing results from it. Fiber is going to have a direct relationship with the micronutrients that you're consuming. So things like, here's a massive salad that I've consumed. And if you look at my days, there's normally a day here where I have a big bunch of vegetables here. So like on this day, I have like 400 grams or 350 grams of vegetables here. So I'm going to get all the micronutrients that I need and the fiber from that meal. So if I have that, then I'm going to hit those targets as well. And then I can be a little bit more flexible. So on this day, I had some grilled burgers there as well. And it still fit into my macronutrient goals for that day. So another question I normally get is, how can I eat cake and still lose weight? So what happens is, we're just working out how many calories that I'm going to burn throughout the day. Once I've worked out that total, as long as I'm under that and I hit my macronutrient and my fiber targets for that day, then I'm going to lose body fat. It's as simple as that. It's just worked out scientifically through maths, basically. If you can hit those numbers, then over a period of time, you are going to lose body fat. It's as simple as that. Primarily though, we still need to hit that fiber target as well. If you don't hit that fiber target, it doesn't work because you don't get the nutrients and everything that you need from it. So you just need to make sure you hit that fiber target. Another question I had is about how much time I spend preparing food. So it's not really that much. So I'm going to show you a quick video on actually how long that is as well. So I normally only I do food prep twice a week. I cook up some chicken and I cook up some vegetables. With that, that's my second meal of the day. Every day I have like the same kind of meal. So if we go through a normal day here, what I normally have is 21 grams of fiber at breakfast and 13 grams of fiber, or around 10 even, at the second meal of the day, just to make sure that I've got all of that fiber in already. So I'll prepare this meal. I normally have the chicken cooked up, which I just have in my fridge last couple of days. Same with the vegetables. I have that measured out so that I can just microwave that. And then for the rest of the day, I don't necessarily have to worry too much about hitting fiber because I have primarily healthy foods and then just a couple of things that aren't so healthy throughout the day. If I've already hit that fiber early in the day, it just makes it a lot easier to be flexible throughout the day. Because if I haven't hit that fiber, then I can't be flexible later in the day. So if I prepare it so that my first two meals are going to get a lot of my fiber into my system, pushing everything through as fast as possible and getting all the nutrients that I need, just means that I'm going to be able to be a lot more flexible later in the day as well. So I'm going to just go through a quick video on how long it actually does take me to do my food prep. So as you can see here, just going through the quick video on how long it does take me to do my food prep. Takes about, for this it says 7 minutes 20 seconds to do that, so it's not that long. You can add in just a couple extra minutes to throw some chicken in the oven as well at the same time, and then obviously putting it into containers, which we'll go through in a second anyway. However, previously when I was on a kind of clean eating plan, I was spending 2-3 hours every Sunday in the kitchen cooking up all the food. So 20 minutes twice a week is a lot more time efficient and a lot easier, and it's a lot easier to stick to that long term, which is the whole point of this kind of eating. So I'm just plating up all those meals now, and you can just see all the food that I have prepared there, and it's just very time efficient and you can actually do it long term, so it's great. There it is, guys.